Good morning, everyone. It's bright and early this morning at the zoo. We'll give everyone just a second to join us, and then we'll get started learning about Brett, our mountain lion. Alright, good morning, everyone. My name is Caitlin. I am the education curator here at the zoo. Again, it is bright and early, so you're going to be hearing lots of birds as they're all getting up, getting their food. But we are going to talk about our mountain lion today. We have one of our zookeepers, Scott. He's going to set up all the enrichment and get Brett's food out for him, and then he'll let Brett out. And you guys can kind of see what he does. A lot of people don't get to see him because he tends to be in his back den a lot during the day, so we just want to show you guys kind of what he does during a more active time of the day for him. So we brought lots of fun enrichment for him today. Just like any other cat, he loves boxes. And what Scott is putting down there first is just Brett's normal morning diet. He gets ground beef, and he gets fed twice a day. So he gets fed in the morning, and then first thing in the morning, and then last thing at the end of the day. And then there's that box that he loves. And in that box, we have a few different treats for him. We have a goose egg that we found here at the zoo. Also some chicken feet. And also a small rat. And then Scott is also putting some wolf and bison hair around just as some extra scent enrichment for Brett. Because they are cats, they do use that sense of smell a lot. And a lot of times they will kind of roll around in it to get that scent on them as well. Our bobcat likes to do that a lot when we give her different scents. Yeah. So, because a lot of people don't get to see Brett, it's not because we lock him in the back or anything like that. It's actually because mountain lions sleep up to 20 hours a day. And so he prefers to sleep in his back dens instead of out in the open, unless it's a really nice day. He is also a pretty shy animal, and that kind of comes from them being very solitary. So when there are large groups of people, he likes to go and hide back there. So Scott just went back into the keeper area. He'll let Brett out in just a second. You guys can see him. So he kind of has a routine when he comes out. No matter where we put his food, he always goes for his normal diet first, and then he'll go find his enrichment. So he'll eat all that first. You can kind of see, possibly, he kind of laps it up a little bit and chews on it. And it may be a little confusing for him that we're out here, so he might act a little differently because of that. We'll just see what he does. He might be solely focused on his normal stuff rather than us being back here or out here. Brett he just had a birthday in November.
November 2nd.
November 2nd, and he is 13 years old. So that is old for a wild mountain lion, but in captivity, these guys can actually live up to 21 years old. For anyone who has visited the zoo in past years, you know that Brett used to have a brother. He did unfortunately pass away last year due to some health stuff. But Brett's been doing great ever since. So yeah, and we give him plenty of attention. You don't have to worry about any of that. But we did get them when they were cubs. Some of the staff here at the zoo helped hand raise them, and then eventually moved them into here. So I know a lot of people that live around Roswell, when you were in school while they were cubs, you may have seen them nice up and close personal when they were just little itty bitty things. So these guys, for males, you may think that they are a large cat. However, they aren't always classified with large cats. But males can weigh 115 to 220 pounds. And females are smaller. they're a little bit closer to 64 to about 140 pounds. And there he goes into that box. He found his little rat in there. So we give him lots of treats. That's one of them. He also really enjoys beef bones. He's gonna want to take it to his back den, but it's closed. So that is part of him being shy and kind of private. He will kind of hide from us while he eats that. If you guys came out when we had any events, when we've given him stuff like pumpkins, he likes to take those into the back. We do pumpkins and watermelons. Those are kind of his favorite produce items. He doesn't eat them, but he really likes to tear into them, and if he does happen to eat a little bit, it's not gonna hurt him. These guys are strictly carnivores, although on a very rare occasion they might eat a little bit of plant material out in the wild. But out in the wild they mostly will go for deer or smaller mammals if necessary. And these guys are more active early in the morning and late in the evening, kind of the sunrise, sunset times, and also at night. They tend to do more hunting at night than during the day. So that's why if you guys go hiking, even though they are very common in the United States, you don't see them because they're sleeping during the day. They're gonna go find a nice safe spot, and they like to avoid places where humans frequent. They don't like to interact with humans really, as most wild animals are. So for females, they will breed about every 2 years. They can have about 1 to 6 cubs in a litter. And then the babies will stay with their moms up to 26 months or a little over 2 years. But usually it's about 1.5 years that they will move on. Brett's checking out some of that hair now. So even though he may be on the slightly older side, you can see he is still quite athletic. We did in February, we did a Seal It with a Fish event where we put live fish in their moat with the mountain lion and the bear. And they got to hunt for some live fish. So you can kind of see when he does that he is an actual mountain lion. These guys, because they have such a wide range, not just here in the US, but also they can be found across all of the Americas, so North America, Central and South America as well. They have gotten a lot of different names. So mountain lion, they can also be called cougars, pumas, panthers, or even catamounts, depending on where you are. But again, it just depends. Right now, these guys are much more common in the western United States. Their eastern populations were unfortunately hunted to extinction. So there's just the western subspecies. Although a lot of the western subspecies have been known to make their way out to the East Coast on occasion, so you may still see them out there. And also you can still find a few down in Florida, the Florida panthers. That was a little bit of a sneeze there, I think, that he had. Unlike some other big cats like tigers or lions is a better example, these guys don't roar. They make a lot of other sounds similar to what a house cat would. If anyone has cats at home, they will growl, shriek, hiss, or purr. And also on occasion when we're interacting with Brett, he makes a little meow sound. That was me, not Brett, just to show you guys what he does. And that is actually a kitten noise. When they're kittens, they make that sound. And he just kind of stuck with it as he got older. So a very common trait for mountain lions, with the way they look, you know, they're that tannish color. And then they also have a little bit of black on their tail and on their ears and their nose as well. You can go check out that hair again. So we kind of made that sound there for you guys. These guys back in the 1800s and 1900s, hunted across the United States to almost extinction, mainly because of issues with livestock. So that's been a big issue. There is a big conservation push for these guys to try to keep their populations where they are. They are currently stable right now, but their numbers aren't as high as they used to be. So there are a lot of people out there trying to help these guys. And it's not just hunting, it's also habitat destruction. And again, those conflicts with livestock. A lot of farmers don't appreciate these guys roaming around. But yeah. So down in Florida, I said there are a few. There are only about 160 of these guys left down in Florida. So there's a huge push down there. If anybody wants to support them, you can look up different groups to try to support conservation for these guys. But for today's craft, I posted a link for a coloring page on mountain lions for all of you guys to do. We would love for you to color them and post them so we can see your guys' creations. You can post them in the comments down below. And also keep a lookout on our Facebook page later today for some other fun things that we have coming up that we would love for your guys' help as well. Oh yeah, so we do have most. We filled it up a little bit deeper, and you guys may have seen it in the video a little bit. It is a little green, a little murky right now, and that's just because over the weekend we did not, we don't clean them over the weekends, we clean them kind of first thing during the week, so that's why they kind of look like they are. So we'll drain them today, we bleach them as well, and then we'll refill them in the morning tomorrow. And Brett's looking for us, saying, hey, I want to go back to my bin. So yeah, we'll clean these up later. This is just how they temporarily look. We can do the signs. I thought the den's a different video. But we can show you guys, Andrea, our curator, worked really hard on making new signs for all of our enclosures at the zoo. And they have tons and tons of information, including what I've told you guys today and lots of other stuff as well.
We have a question. Somebody who just joined us wants to know how old he is.
He is 13 years old. He had a birthday just this past November, on November 2nd.
Hi, Shanna. All right, we'll show you the signs. This is the new signs.
So these are the nice fun signs. We have general descriptions there, what they eat, their reproduction, lots and lots of fun facts and other cool things. So she worked really hard on these. They took a very long time, but we are very proud of them. They're very nice and have lots of information, and also the color patterns are all the same depending on what section they are in. So each section has a kind of different color scheme, so you know where you are at in the zoo. Like our river bottoms area all have the same colors, and also we're in our mountain area with our mountain lions, our bobcats, coatis, and then all of our host dog signs also match. So when you guys can come back out here and join us, you guys can check out these signs and get to learn a little bit more about these guys and kind of see why we love them so much. So thank you guys for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for, I think our bobcat might be the next one. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.
Of course, there he is.
Come here.